In this hour, you're going to begin to hear many messages dealing with oil. And you're going to begin to deal with this subject on questioning one's oil. Okay. We are all set. All right. Let's begin our prayer. Saturday noon prayer. Baraku Yahuwah Hamid Barak El Olam Asher Natan Lanu Patak Hamakuk Shamayim Bi Mashiach. Blessed are you, Yahuwah, forever and ever, for giving us the doorway to the kingdom of heaven in Messiah. And Abba, we ask that you would minister to your people, bring understanding, bring clarity, and cause their ear to hear what thus saith Yahuwah through the Ruach HaKodesh. In Yeshua's name, Amen. Rabbi, Dr. Makeda, is King okay? Okay. Well, today, I really didn't know until just maybe an hour what the Most High would have me to teach on. But we're going to be quick, and watch chords. Okay. Tonight, Rabbi Dr. Makeda Deboya would not be able to come and conduct midnight oil. We're going to attempt, we're not feeling well, so I'm going to make an effort to come on tonight at 12 midnight for our midnight oil. So let's get into the day's teaching. In Daniel, the second chapter, in Daniel, this is a topic I tried my best to get away from. And but when I went into, I think it was during the class, but I went into to Enoch. I was led right back to this. Notice some things about this this time that we're living in. I was encouraged by the Ruach to continue. Before we go to Daniel, I want to reference Matthew. Better yet, Luke 21:26. Luke 21:26. We've been teaching on the days of Noah, the return days of Noah. Luke 21:26. Luke 21:26. Men's heart. Well, let's begin at verse 25. There shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves warring, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man, Adam, coming in the cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Now, in Matthew 24:37, it says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Now, when you read that, people have drawn from that the rapture doctrine, right? But follow me for a minute. Daniel, the second chapter. I want to begin at verse 31. You, O King, saw and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before you, and the form thereof was terrible. This image head was of fine gold, his breasts and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet, notice right there, part of iron and part of clay. How many of you just read that? part of iron and part of clay. I want to talk and teach from the topic that deals with the days of Noah, the return of the days of Noah, and the emergence of AI, or the hybrid race. I'm not going to be long. I'm going to have to do a part 2 and part 3. But the first scripture we read talks about men's heart failing for fear, looking after those things which were coming on the earth. Yeshua says that the days of Noah, he spoke about the days of Noah coming again. He talks about the activity, the climate. They were marrying, eating, and drinking. And when you look into the original Hebrew with understanding, there were illegal angelic activity between man and woman, and angel, that produced the Nephilim. And the Nephilim is what we call the hybrid race. Beloved, the Nephilim has returned. There is a race of people. Let me say it this way. There is a DNA that's been discovered recently that does not belong on this earth. Scientists have discovered 4 DNAs, right? DNA A, B, C, D. 4 classes of DNA. But then they looked across the Bering Strait around the Caucasus Mountains in that region. In fact, they went past that. It's a place called the Basque region between France and Spain. The Basque region is where they first discovered this DNA. And they named it DNA X because it's a DNA that doesn't have any origin to the earth. So they are baffled by this, but they are forced to admit that there is this theory that the Bible talks about, and it confirms what the Bible talks about. And that is, it says, and the sons of God saw the daughters of men in Genesis 6, the B'nai Ha-Elohim in the Hebrew. The B'nai Ha-Elohim were a group of angels, the watcher angels. Now, you read in the book of Enoch that they were talked into or seduced. They stepped out of place. They began to enter into all sorts of illegal intercourse with these women that produce a race of hybrid. We know the text says that Yah says, my spirit will not strive with man. In other words, my spirit will not enter into these illegal creatures that are walking the earth that came as a result of the union between fallen or angels and women. In the Greek mythology, they call them titans, giants. Well, where did they get that idea? We thought that was just fiction, but no. No, it comes from the scriptures. This happened, and it's happening today. There is a race of beings upon the earth right now, and they're hybrids. Many of them manifest as black-eyed children. There are children, Caucasian looking, but their whole eyes are dark. No white to them. They're called the black-eyed children. These are demons. These are demonic powers that are moving and operating in the earth realm right now. And my question is, with all that's going on, how come people are being open to these demonic attacks? As we read in the scriptures, Daniel provides clarity. He talks about the image of the beast, where he was exposing the beast system, the beast religion. Let me just say this again. I think this needs to go on my TikTok, because these people don't understand what's happening right now. And that is, as we are on our Zoom meeting for Shabbat, that there is what the Bible will call a race of hybrids. Daniel accurately depicts in the scripture, in Daniel 2, and when we read this, it was astounding, because here it is, thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, the prophet Daniel was able to accurately say this thing. He was letting the king know, you saw this image. Brightness was excellent, stood before you, and the form thereof was terrible. Verse 32, this image head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms silver, and his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Part of iron and part of clay. He is talking about a hybrid. This is a hybrid being. And this is why we read in Luke where he talked about in Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the distress of nations with perplexity, the seas and the waves warring. Scientists have been noticing anomalies coming from the moon, fallen angel activity. There is a presence of course, science, and they call them aliens, but we know who they are. They're demons. It's fallen angels, fallen angel technology, fallen angelic activity that exists on the lunar moon. There are even activities that they've noticed from the James Webb telescope, where this craft was seen ciphering off of the sun of its resource for its fuel. And you saw this craft. I saw the video of it. This was not, you can make videos and make them look real, but this was legitimate footage. And they've been trying to hold this back, but now Congress have been forced to come clean about their knowledge of extraterrestrial activity in our skies. But yet, the Bible been talking about extraterrestrials for a long time. They're not green men from other planets, or oh no, these are interdimensional beings. These are fallen angels. When the watcher angels in the book of Enoch had intercourse with the women, they produced the Nephilim. The flood of Noah destroyed their bodies, but their spirit remained. And this is why we have a return of the Nephilim, the Rephaim, the Anunnaki, because of their mankind offering sacrifices to Hashatan, sacrificing bloods, causing portals to open. There is a facility in CERN, Switzerland. Remember, scientists have found a non-earthly DNA in the Basque region, and they call it DNA X. They said this DNA is not of earthly origin, it's extraterrestrial. Is equal on this earth that exists on here. But because of the wickedness of man, the wickedness of tapping in and opening portals, we have this activity. And in the Basora and Luke, there's men's heart looking after, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Beloved, listen, if you obey the law's commandments and just keep the Sabbath and the feast, if you accept Yeshua HaMashiach as Messiah in your heart, and if you allow his word to get inside you, he will expose all these things and teach you in spirit to fight these demonic powers, because these are demonic powers. The coming invasion of the what does the book in Ephesians says? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. The word power and principalities is a Greek word archon. Archon. Right now, we're being right now as we speak this word in these end times, we're seeing an archon invasion. We're seeing people are seeing lights that they can't explain. And some may say, well, there might be some government weapon, government spaceship that they haven't told the public. And that could be true. It could be a drone. That could be true. But the Phoenix Lights, if you remember a couple years ago, they saw sorry, there was a little interruption. Can everybody hear me? So unmute and let me know you can hear me.
Yes, we can. I can hear you.
Yes. Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, there.
Have you seen the lions? No, 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 no.
Rabbi Yosef Yisrael.
Shalom.
Okay, we're back. I was ready to call about the board to close it out. Just whenever I talk about this subject, they come hard after me. They come hard after me, and they don't like when we talk about things like this. But this is why we need people to intercede, to really pray. And I remember last night we was asking for people to help us, to sow into our ministry, for your tithes and offerings to help keep our stream strong. And we want to upgrade our equipment and help us warfare. And men in the book of Luke, we read that they were afraid and their hearts was failing for fear. People are afraid and they're seeing things that are happening. And for some reason, there's an attack right now in the air with our internet. And so I'm going to listen to the Ruach and go ahead and close out tonight. But as you study the scripture, Daniel was talking about iron of clay and feet. In Daniel's 2nd chapter, that was dealing with a hybrid. He was seeing what we're dealing with in this hour, a hybrid race. And beloved, we have to take on the whole armor of Elohim, helmet of salvation, sword of spirit. Our intercession must be strong. We must learn how to pray the word and apply the word. We must understand we're not called to play church. I'm not your regular type of teacher. And there are certain individuals that I saw that just came on and then quit and left out. This ministry is not for them. If you're looking for somebody to hoop and holler, this is not for you. I'm not going to entertain you. This is not the entertainment hour. Because many of you are turning around and entertaining devils and don't have a clue you're sitting around entertaining devils. So, beloved, this is the message of the hour. We are dealing with exposing the hybrid race. It's here. And shalom. Shabbat shalom. Achet $, Yosef Yisrael, number 7. $, Yosef Yisrael, the number 7. You send all your love offerings, tithes as well. Shabbat shalom. We see tonight for